Once upon a starry night, in a zoo filled with wonder and delight, we find ourselves in the company of remarkable creatures. First, we come across Chloe the chimpanzee. Chloe swung through the trees, playing with her friends and sharing giggles all day. It's time to say goodnight to Chloe the chimpanzee. Next is Eddie the elephant. Eddie bathed himself in the cooling waters and sprayed it playfully at his fellow pachyderms. It's time to say goodnight to Eddie the elephant. Over by the pond, we meet Oscar the otter. Oscar gracefully swam and dived, catching fish in the sparkling waters. It's time to say goodnight to Oscar the otter. In the aviary, we see Polly the parrot. Polly chattered, imitated the zookeeper's voice, bringing smiles to everyone's face. It's time to say goodnight to Polly the parrot. Down by the reptile enclosure, there's Sammy the snake. Sammy slithered silently, showcasing his mesmerizing patterns to curious visitors. It's time to say goodnight to Sammy the snake. In the nocturnal exhibit, we discover Luna the lemur. Luna leaped and played, her wide eyes glowing in the dark. It's time to say goodnight to Luna the lemur. Near the waterfall, Fred the flamingo stands tall. Fred elegantly balanced on one leg, a stunning pink silhouette against the setting sun. It's time to say goodnight to Fred the flamingo. Moving on, we meet Benny the bear. Benny foraged for berries and napped in the shade, a peaceful giant among the trees. It's time to say goodnight to Benny the bear. In the petting zoo, you'll find Daisy the donkey. Daisy let the children pet and brush her, spreading joy and warmth all around. It's time to say goodnight to Daisy the donkey. Within the big cat exhibit, there's Leo the leopard. Leo prowled his territory, his rosette-covered coat shimmering in the daylight. It's time to say goodnight to Leo the leopard. By the river, we encounter Terry the tiger. Terry swam, splashed, and cooled off, with a majestic presence that awed everyone. It's time to say goodnight to Terry the tiger. Near the bamboo grove, we find Me the panda. Me munched on bamboo, her fluffy coat a symbol of peace and harmony. It's time to say goodnight to Me the panda. In the African savanna, there's Gina the giraffe. Gina stretched her long neck to reach the juiciest leaves and grazed all day long. It's time to say goodnight to Gina the giraffe. At the monkey enclosure, we find Benny the baboon. Benny played with his troupe, entertaining visitors with his antics and acrobatics. It's time to say goodnight to Benny the baboon. Finally, we reach the reptile house and spot Spike the tortoise. Spike moved at his own pace, unhurried and wise, a symbol of enduring patience. It's time to say goodnight to Spike the tortoise. As the moon rises high above the zoo, these incredible creatures prepare for a peaceful night's rest. The stars twinkle, the animals close their eyes, and we bid them all a wonderful good night.
In the heart of the lush rainforest, the moonlight gently filtered through the dense canopy, casting a soothing glow on the vibrant array of creatures. Meet Lucy the lemur with her large, reflective eyes. Lucy spent the day leaping from tree to tree, exploring the jungle heights. It's time to say goodnight to Lucy the lemur. Say hello to Oscar the ocelot, stealthy and sleek. Oscar prowled through the underbrush, chasing after elusive prey with agile grace. It's time to say goodnight to Oscar the ocelot. Say hi to Benny the butterfly. Benny fluttered around, pollinating flowers and bringing life to the rainforest. It's time to say goodnight to Benny the butterfly. Now say hi to Manny the monkey, swinging from branch to branch with boundless energy. Manny delighted in playful antics, entertaining the rainforest with his acrobatic feats. It's time to say goodnight to Manny the monkey. Welcome Sarah the sloth, moving at her own unhurried pace. Sarah spent the day hanging upside down, nibbling on leaves and enjoying the tranquility of the rainforest. It's time to say goodnight to Sarah the sloth. Introducing Diego the toucan with his vibrant, oversized beak. Diego soared through the sky, letting out cheerful calls that echoed through the jungle. It's time to say goodnight. Meet Rosie the red-eyed tree frog, small and brilliantly colored. Rosie spent the day perched on leaves, blending in with her surroundings. It's time to say goodnight to Rosie the red-eyed tree frog. Say hello to Oliver the jaguar, sleek and powerful. Oliver stealthily patrolled the rainforest, ensuring balance and order in his domain. It's time to say goodnight to Oliver the jaguar. Welcome Tina the tapir, a curious and gentle creature. Tina roamed the forest floor, munching on fallen fruits and exploring with her long, flexible snout. It's time to say goodnight to Tina the tapir. Now say hi to Perry the parrot, with his vibrant plumage and a talent for mimicry. Perry chattered away, imitating the sounds of the rainforest with joyful enthusiasm. It's time to say goodnight to Perry the parrot. Meet Henry the harpy eagle, majestic and keen-eyed. Henry soared high above the treetops, scanning for prey with incredible precision. It's time to say goodnight to Henry the harpy eagle. Welcome Leo the lizard with his swift movements and changing colors. Leo basked in the warmth of the sun, blending in with the vibrant foliage. It's time to say goodnight to Leo the lizard. Now say hi to Bella the bat, a master of the night sky. Bella gracefully glided through the air, using echolocation to navigate the rainforest in darkness. It's time to say goodnight to Bella the bat. Meet Carlos the capybara, the largest rodent in the rainforest. Carlos spent the day lounging by the water, enjoying a swim and the company of his capybara companions. It's time to say goodnight to Carlos the capybara. Welcome Max the mantis, a master of camouflage. Max spent the day blending in with the foliage, patiently waiting for unsuspecting prey. It's time to say goodnight to Max the mantis. Now say hi to Emily the elephant, a gentle giant of the rainforest. Emily trumpeted softly, communicating with her herd and navigating the dense vegetation. It's time to say goodnight to Emily the elephant. As the moonlit night embraced the rainforest, each creature found its place to rest. The symphony of the jungle gradually hushed, and a peaceful calm settled over the lush landscape. Good night, dear rainforest friends. In the heart of the lush jungle, the moon cast a gentle glow, signaling that bedtime was near. The animals stirred in their cozy nests and burrows, ready to bid farewell to the day. Meet Lulu the lively lemur. Lulu spent the day leaping from tree to tree, her long tail swirling through the air. It's time to say goodnight to Lulu the lively lemur. Down by the bubbling stream, Sammy the silly snake had a slithery adventure. Sammy playfully twisted and turned, exploring every nook and cranny. It's time to say goodnight to Sammy the silly snake. Right in the treetops, Oscar the observant owl kept watch over the jungle. With his wise eyes he observed the comings and goings of the nocturnal creatures. It's time to say goodnight to Oscar the observant owl. Beneath the emerald leaves, Bella the bashful butterfly fluttered about, spreading colorful joy wherever she went. Bella danced with the wind, creating a beautiful spectacle. It's time to say goodnight to Bella the bashful butterfly. Wally, the wandering wolf, roamed the jungle's edge, his keen senses guiding him through the wilderness. Wally howled at the moon, sharing his presence with the night. It's time to say goodnight to Wally the wandering wolf. Mikey the mischievous monkey swung from vines, teasing his jungle friends with playful antics. Mikey's laughter echoed through the trees. It's time to say goodnight to Mikey the mischievous monkey. Deep within the foliage, Emma the energetic elephant splashed in the cool watering hole. Emma's trunk sprayed water, creating a refreshing shower for her jungle pals. It's time to say goodnight to Emma the energetic elephant. On the riverbank, Freddie the fearless frog croaked a melodious bedtime tune. His chorus echoed through the jungle, creating a soothing lullaby for all to enjoy. It's time to say goodnight to Freddie the fearless frog. As the night settled in, Chloe the cheerful cheetah stretched her long limbs, reflecting on the day's lightning-fast sprints. Chloe now nestled into a cozy spot, ready for a peaceful night's rest. It's time to say goodnight to Chloe the cheerful cheetah. With a gentle breeze whispering through the leaves, the jungle embraced the serenity of the night. The animals, each with their unique charm, closed their eyes, bidding farewell to the day. Good night, jungle friends, until the sun rises again with a brand new day. Once upon a time in a charming garden, there lived a friendly community of animals. They all had their own unique traits and had spent the day doing various activities. It was now time to say goodnight to each of them. Hello, Sammy the squirrel. Sammy has a bushy tail and is the best acrobat in the garden. Sammy spent today collecting nuts and climbing trees. It's time to say goodnight to Sammy the squirrel. Hello, Benny the bunny. Benny is known for his soft, floppy ears and hopping skills. Benny spent today nibbling on carrots and exploring the garden. It's time to say goodnight to Benny the bunny. Hello, Polly the parrot. Polly has vibrant feathers and loves to mimic sounds. Polly spent today chatting with the other animals and singing songs. It's time to say goodnight to Polly the parrot. Hello, Daniela the duck. Daniela has a bright orange beak and loves to swim in the garden pond. She spent today splashing around and quacking happily. It's time to say goodnight to Daniela the duck. Hello, Tommy the turtle. Tommy has a sturdy shell and is quite slow but wise. Tommy spent today sunbathing and sharing stories with his friends. It's time to say goodnight to Tommy the turtle. Hello, Freddy the fox. Freddy has a sleek, red coat and is known for being sly. Freddy spent today hunting for berries and playing hide and seek. It's time to say goodnight to Freddy the fox. Hello, Lulu the ladybug. Lulu has vibrant red with black spots and loves to fly. Lulu spent today fluttering around the garden and spreading good luck. It's time to say goodnight to Lulu the ladybug. Hello, Baby the butterfly. Baby has delicate wings and is the garden's best pollinator. Baby spent today sipping nectar and dancing in the air. It's time to say goodnight to Baby the butterfly. Hello, Ozzy the owl. Ozzy is known for his big, round eyes and wisdom. Ozzy spent today perched on a branch, keeping watch over the garden. It's time to say goodnight to Ozzy the owl. Hello, Ricky the rabbit. Ricky has a white, fluffy tail and is an excellent digger. Ricky spent today burrowing tunnels and munching on greens. It's time to say goodnight to Ricky the rabbit. Hello, Dan the deer. Dan has graceful antlers and is a gentle giant. Dan spent today grazing on the lush grass and exploring the forest's edge. It's time to say goodnight to Dan the deer. Hello, Susan the snail. Susan has a spiral-shaped shell and is very slow but determined. Susan spent today gliding across leaves and admiring the flowers. It's time to say goodnight to Susan the snail. Hello, Ben the bat. Ben has leathery wings and is a nighttime creature. Ben spent today hanging upside down in the tree and waiting for the stars to come out. It's time to say goodnight to Ben the bat. Hello, Penny the peacock. Penny has a stunning display of feathers and loves to show off. Penny spent today fanning her feathers and strutting around the garden. It's time to say goodnight to Penny the peacock. Hello, Luke the lizard. Luke has green scales and enjoys basking in the sun. Luke spent today soaking up the warmth and catching tiny insects. It's time to say goodnight to Luke the lizard. Hello, Mike the mouse. Mike has a twitching nose and is a tiny, agile explorer. Mike spent today scurrying through the garden looking for crumbs to nibble on. It's time to say goodnight to Mike the mouse. Hello, Kitty the cat. Kitty has soft fur and loves to chase after butterflies. Kitty spent today napping in the sun and playing with a ball of yarn. It's time to say goodnight to Kitty the cat. Hello, Max the mole. Max has tiny, sharp claws and enjoys digging tunnels. Max spent today burrowing underground and creating cozy tunnels. It's time to say goodnight to Max the mole. As the night fell, all the garden's animals settled into their homes, ready for a peaceful night's rest. The garden was quiet, and the stars twinkled above, watching over their animal friends. Good night, dear creatures of the garden, and sleep well.
Once upon a time, in the endless expanse of the night sky, there lived a little star named Luna. Luna was different from the other stars, not as bright, but her heart shone with a special light, a light filled with curiosity and bravery. Luna lived in a part of the sky where the stars formed constellations. She loved listening to their stories, and she dreamed of becoming a part of one someday. One day, a shooting star named Comet visited the sky. Comet was a star of great importance, and he told Luna about a legendary journey that only a brave star could undertake. The Nightfall Challenge, Comet said, is a quest to bring back the twinkling stardust from the edge of the universe. It's said that the stardust has the power to make dreams come true. Luna, with a sparkle in her heart, decided to embark on this daring adventure. She said her goodbyes to her constellation friends and began her journey toward the edge of the universe. Along the way, Luna encountered many challenges. She had to outshine the darkness of black holes, cross treacherous asteroid fields, and dodge shooting stars. But with her determination, she persevered. During her journey, she met a friendly comet who taught her to sparkle brighter, giving her the courage to face even the darkest corners of the night. After traveling for many nights, Luna reached the edge of the universe, where the stardust sparkled like a billion dreams. She gathered it in her tiny arms and felt a warm, comforting glow inside. The journey back was just as challenging, but Luna was now braver and brighter than ever before. She faced every obstacle with courage, knowing that she carried the dreams of the universe with her. Finally, she returned to her home, the night sky, where her constellation friends welcomed her with open arms. The stardust she had brought back made the sky sparkle even more beautifully. Luna had completed the Nightfall Challenge and became a hero in the night sky. Her bravery and determination had made the universe a brighter place. And so, my dear little ones, remember that you too have the courage and determination to be a hero in your own way, just like the brave little star Luna. Now close your eyes, snuggle up in your cozy blankets, and let your dreams sparkle as brightly as the stars in the night sky. Good night, little heroes. May your dreams be as bright as the stars.
Once upon a soft, starry night in Purington, a charming town where cats roamed freely, it was time for our furry friends to bid the day farewell. Meet Whiskers the Siamese, with elegant blue eyes and a penchant for lounging in sunlit spots. Whiskers spent the day gracefully stretching and indulging in afternoon cat naps. It's time to say goodnight to Whiskers the Siamese. Next is Misty the Calico, with a coat resembling a watercolor painting. Misty delighted in chasing butterflies through the garden and curling up in a flower bed. It's time to say goodnight to Misty, the calico, surrounded by the fragrance of blossoms. Smokey the Persian, regal and fluffy, spent the day grooming his luxurious coat and watching the world go by from a cozy window perch. It's time to say goodnight to Smokey the Persian, his fur now a cloud of dreams. Angel the Himalayan, with striking blue eyes, spent the day basking in sunbeams, casting a serene aura that soothed all who crossed her path. It's time to say goodnight to Angel the Himalayan, surrounded by a celestial glow. Shadow the black cat, sleek and mysterious, prowled the shadows with eyes gleaming like the night sky. It's time to say goodnight to Shadow the black cat, as the stars twinkle in his ebony fur. Pumpkin the orange tabby, with a warm and friendly demeanor, spent the day basking in the sun, sharing tales with the flowers in the garden. It's time to say goodnight to Pumpkin the orange tabby, surrounded by the hues of twilight. Oreo the tuxedo cat, clad in black and white, orchestrated a playful symphony with a jingling toy mouse and danced through the living room. It's time to say goodnight to Oreo the tuxedo cat, his whiskers twitching with dream. Muffin the ragdoll, with a relaxed disposition, spent the day gracefully accepting cuddles and gentle strokes from the family. It's time to say goodnight to Muffin the ragdoll, cradled in the arms of dreams. Leo the lion-cut cat, impeccably groomed, paraded around with a regal air, claiming his territory with each elegant step. It's time to say goodnight to Leo the lion-cut cat, the monarch of bedtime rituals. Daisy the Scottish fold, with a sweet folded ear, nestled in a cozy corner, daydreaming of chasing butterflies through meadows. It's time to say goodnight to Daisy the Scottish fold, wrapped in a patchwork quilt of slumber. As the night embraced Purington in its tender arms, the soft purring of contented cats filled the air. The stars blinked in approval, and the moon smiled down on the cozy town. It was a tranquil night, a symphony of feline dreams, where every whisker twitch and tail curl spoke of the enchantment that bedtime brings. Good night, dear cats of Purington. May your dreams be as delightful as your playful days.